Greetings, juniors. It's the counselors coming back at you again today to discuss strategies to explore and discover your post-secondary match. It is our goal as counselors to take you on a sequence of activities this year that get you to go on an introspective journey to land on a list of post-secondary options that are the right fit for you. We're going to discuss today how exciting this journey should be, options you have, and tools and strategies to explore and discover you and options that you have for after high school. With that said, every one of you has many options and paths beyond high school. If you're looking at college, for example, there's four-year community and technical colleges out there. There's military, gap year, and working. If you look to your left, to your right, each of you is on your own specific path that's right for you to continue to learn, grow, and stretch yourself. So with that said, we want to come at this to begin with a reminder that this process should be exciting. Anytime it's stressful or not exciting, we're doing something wrong. You've worked for so many years and worked so hard and are incredible human beings and have options beyond high school that is right for you. If you're looking at college, there's nearly 6,000 options. And of those 6,000 options, there's around 3,000 four-year colleges. Sometimes we have students or people in our community talk about getting into college. We want you to change the language from getting in to finding your right fit, your academic, personal, social, and financial fit. If you're looking at college, the average acceptance rate at a four-year college is 70%. Sometimes people focus on the 113 colleges of the nearly 3,000 four-year colleges, which have an admission rate below 33%, and that's why sometimes it feels frightening or scary, but it doesn't have to be, especially if you build a smart college list, and we will have that activity as we move forward through the course of this year. So today we're going to focus on exploring some options, how to discover options, and then as we move through the course of the year, we're going to get into, if you're going on to college, how to apply. So let's start with explore. By definition, the word explore means to travel through space and to explore yourself in different domains so that you can cast a wider net of options. We want you, if you're looking at college, to explore places you've never even heard of. If you're looking at college, again, every single student's list should be different. And we'll do an activity to talk about building a smart list of post-secondary options. In the college domain, what we found that it's all about through various research studies, such as the Gallup-Purdue Index, is that what matters is after students graduate, they say it's about the relationships they forged, the internships and experiences, the ways they got to exercise their mind. Be careful of rankings that are out there. Although they can get you to look at schools you may not have ever heard about or to generate a list, they're very subjective and they're based on faulty variables. So please be mindful of that as you're looking at various rankings, because colleges are not monolithic. They're not all the same. What we know is what matters is the person that is on the back of a sweatshirt, that's you, as opposed to the front of the sweatshirt, the name of the college. So here's how we're going to encourage you today to start thinking about how to find your match after high school. It has to start with you. Many times we have students in our offices and they're starting to talk about name brand schools or colleges or a list that they have put together, but they've neglected to look at themselves, to go inward, to dive deeper into who you are, your skills, your interests, your abilities, your favorite classes, and the things that give you passion. It's underrated to not be happy. Happiness is within you right now. So we really want you to be excited about this process and have enjoyment through it. So we wanted to share with you some ways for you to go inward. Obviously on Naviance, and if you go to your class's website, every activity we've done to date is there. So you could go back and do career interest inventories or the personalities inventories, which helps you know more about yourself, ultimately maybe what you might want to study or career path you might want to go on, and therefore what kind of learning you need from there. But as you're going through the process, these surveys are super helpful to get you thinking about if you're college bound, measuring qualities such as your enthusiasm for being a learner, and then some values that you put on what kind of learning environment you have. These have been generated from a man by the name of Stephen Antonoff. Stephen Antonoff, known as the school buff, or a man who loves to be a student of colleges, has a school buff website. He's created all kinds of books such as a college match and college finder, and these tools really help students start to really go inward and think about themselves. From there, if you've started to look inward and know yourself a little more and what you're looking for, if you're looking at colleges, it's important to start to define selection criteria, things that are important to you to have as you go on some sort of campus or learning experience. So these hyperlinks here, again, these will be found on the high school website for your class, as well as on Naviance. We encourage you to dive into these selection criterias to find out what might be important to you, such as your must-haves, would be nice, or don't care. For example, Stephen Antonoff has the qualities to make college right for you, to get you thinking about things that you need from an experience, a learning experience. And Coursava, which started as a card sort, is now a vehicle for you to go on their website and plug in different things that are necessary for you to have in a learning environment, and then there you can be able to determine selection criteria. The reason you want selection criteria is if you start to figure out what's most important to you in a college after looking at yourself, then you can start to find the match of specific schools. So again, selection criteria, or things to consider when choosing a school, might be the size of the campus, what kind of learning environment it has as far as what classes you take, and the calendar that it has. Some schools have one class at a time, for example. Maybe it's looking at the diversity on campus, or different supports for students with differences. Or maybe it's looking at schools with different kinds of support systems for athletics, or programs with students with disabilities, or different things like that. Those two websites I mentioned before, the qualities that make college right for you, or Coursava, will really start to get you thinking about why these things are important to you, and if they're not, then to kind of leave that out in your search. We really want to remind you that it is important for you to go back to the game plan to really start to get thinking. That was the first activity we did this year, to have you start to think about what life after high school might look like for you. It's meant to get you thinking, and it's also meant to give your counselor content and context when you come in their office for us to go with you on this journey to continue to find post-secondary options that are right for you. So if you haven't done that already, we encourage you to do that. You're going to go to Naviance, click on the About Me tab, Surveys from My School, and click on Game Plan to complete it. So diving into some ways to explore, there's some good old-fashioned books out there. Literally tactile ways to look at colleges in a way that you might not have thought of. If you go into any counselor's office, guaranteed they're going to have some of these books on their shelves. Some notable ones are Peterson's Guide, which focuses on a bunch of schools that give you a unique perspective of that college. Also, professor rankings are in there. Colleges that change lives, for example, is 44 colleges that have done just that, been known to change lives. They tend to be smaller liberal arts colleges, and on and on. Do want to point out that there's a really cool book called Where You Will Go Is Not Where You Will Be, Not Who You Will Be, by Frank Bruni. That book is excellent to get rid of the halo effect of people thinking that they have to just look at super uber selective colleges. Certainly continue to look at that, but really it's about you and where you go and what you do when you get there. Some great college search engines beyond Naviance are College Board and College Niche. We encourage you to check those out because they can generate some great school options for you. Getting ideas, College Express. We mentioned Stephen Antonoff. the school buff that was referenced. He created a book called College Finder, and that was generated into a website, College Express. It gives a ton of different lists. We've hyperlinked some really unique lists here too to get you thinking about different programs and majors. But the best websites ever are the colleges themselves that can get you thinking about what their school has to offer you, and amazing virtual visits nonetheless. Other websites here that have already been referenced, just pointing out a little bit that College Data is a really good one to look at if you want to know from the common data set that each college provides what they're looking for at admissions. You can find out, for example, if demonstrated interest, showing interest in that college, is necessary or valued when they're looking at admission decisions for you. We would be remiss to not talk about your financial fit too. Going to college can be expensive, and it also can be affordable depending on the colleges you're looking at in your list. So when looking at the right fit, financial fit is another important factor. We encourage you to go to colleges' websites and run what's called a net price calculator. That calculator will tell you what you're expected to pay after the money is given out to you, so that's called the net price. It's critical in the college search, and it can really help you see what a college might cost for you, not from their overall cost of attendance that's publicized. The single best way for you to know if a college is a good fit for you is to get on campus. Sometimes it's hard to do that, we realize. So virtual visits have become super robust on every college website. Know that if you put a college into your colleges you're thinking about on Naviance, you will get an email from us should that college be coming to our campus. We've hyperlinked some tips on what to ask, as well as thoughts about the visit right here on this PowerPoint. Again, other ways to visit virtually, and again, the websites are the best way for you to kind of really know from the actual experts from that campus what that campus is like. Want to point out a couple of great resources. We're thrilled to announce that we have a college and career coordinator this year, Tiana Hamilton. She is in the College and Career Center during school hours. You can bop in there anytime. We have your class's website that has every activity to date to get you on this journey to go backwards if you need to, from starting at looking at your career interests, abilities, and things like that. We are going to have a junior parent evening in January where we will have a digital catalog and resource for you. And then we also have a counselor YouTube channel where every video we have made is there as well. So here's the deal. We are doing this as a continual conversation, a journey together. We are going to come back and talk to you in December about the super match, using that tool on Naviance to plug in selection criteria that you might have generated by doing some of the activities referenced in this PowerPoint today. We'll also start to talk about 6 strategies to build a smart list of post-secondary options. We'll talk about registration for your senior year in February, have a junior night, and we'll get you ready for summer by telling you some things that you can do to kind of get the college application process started or to continue to look for your match through the course of this summer. So know this is a continual conversation. We're here to support you. If you got anything out of today, it's be happy and well and excited about this process. We're with you on this journey, and take care of yourselves. Be authentic and kind to one another. Have a great day. Take care.